I want to hear a little bit from Sean Payton. He talked to the media yesterday, should be talking to them today. Or I don't know, Cecil, you tell me. If they do field day, does the coach talk about it, or do they just go, yep, field day, see you guys later?
Yeah, I think it's just see you guys later. Courtland Sutton, the rumor, I guess, is he's supposed to talk today.
Ooh, that could get fun.
It could get spicy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be...
Somebody's going to ask the question.
I don't want to be too dramatic, but there's something going on here that I don't like because I want to pay Courtland Sutton. So, like, the fact the Broncos are usually way in front of this type of stuff where it's like, yep, go up there, talk about your contract. Yep, you're going to do it. When Courtland Sutton came back last year after missing OTAs and then went to mandatory, and he wasn't real happy about it, but he was up there at the podium and he got to say his piece. The Broncos are always ahead of this type of stuff, and Court is usually one of the players we get to talk to. Sometimes we talk to Court so much, it's like, okay, enough, buddy. Can I talk to Marvin, please?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Courtland Sutton has not yet talked is interesting. I'm not saying it's something. I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's interesting because he's usually one to talk quite a bit.
I feel that way about Mike McGlinchey. My cup's full on Mike McGlinchey quotes. I'm good on that.
I like talking to Mike every week, but that's more of a locker room type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. Would it be? I know it would be. I don't even want to say it's unfair because it's not unfair. You're an NFL player, and nothing's unfair. I know Courtland in his camp would look at it as unfair or, oh, this is a bad play on their part. But I've been telling you this, man. If you're the Denver Broncos, maybe I'd be a bad GM, but I'd operate this more often than not. And I told you, I don't care about feelings, right? I'd make you play out your contracts, man, unless you're a surefire, you know what I mean? Like a quarterback and you got 1 year left on your deal. You're important. That position's important, more important than any other position in sports. Probably wouldn't let that get to the lame duck portion of the contract. But any other position, wide receiver, head coach, general manager, running back, I don't care, man. Star cornerback, I'm probably going to let you play that out just so that all the evidence that I can obtain, I'm going to, and I can use that to make my decision moving forward. So would it be, I mean, how pissed basically is my question, would Courtland and his camp be if the Broncos go, sorry, man, we're not going to do it. We have this 1 extra year. We're going to see what this looks like, and we're going to see by the end of 18 weeks when the regular season starts what Pat Bryant is, who Devon Vele's turned into, what Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin have developed into. And I know that's not what you want to hear. I know you're going to be mad about this, and you and your agent are going to think about things you can do to get leverage back in your camp, but there's none. There's nothing that you can do because you still got 1 year left on your contract.
Yeah, 1 year left on your contract. You can hold in, you could hold out, you could demand a trade. Like that's all on the table. And I don't want that to even be
it's not what this team
in the
needs,
future
for sure.
discussion. No, I mean they need Sutton. I'm not saying he's got him by the short hairs, but like they need Sutton. They need Sutton.
I don't think he has them by anything.
I think he does because
I don't think Sutton has an ounce of leverage.
Where's the veteran then? Where you're going to go into the season with Devon Vele as your number one?
No,
good luck.
That's not your Marvin Mims would be your veteran, and that's scary.
Yeah. So it's like that's his leverage. His leverage is, as Sean Payton's even said it this offseason. But if I'm Sean, I call that bluff. All right, 29-year-old wide receiver, you're going to miss a whole year? Okay.
Let me know how that works out for you, my man.
Okay, well then here's the problem.
And we both don't want this to happen.
Yeah, but yes. Here's the problem. You're going to get a reputation. John Elway's reputation was kind of a stain when it came to free agent additions because John would play hardball with you. Ask Matt Paradis about John Elway. It's probably not going to be real kind. Philip Lindsay is nice, so Phil probably isn't going to say a whole lot, at least publicly.
But John did feel dirty.
John, we're going to pay you, and then never paid him. Phil, I mean, he should have never been anything but a Bronco.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're plugged in more than I am. How many, right now, today, NFL GMs operate like that?
In terms of?
Kind of how John did business.
It's probably half the league. Yeah.
And I don't know that number ever changes.
Well, here's the problem. Of the teams that I'm thinking of, and I could totally throw people under the bus, they're not good.
They stink.
They're not good. John Elway tried to treat every deal like it was a car deal. I'm not buying a Honda from you, girl. I'm trying to sign an NFL contract. So now I think your reputation needs to be something that you consider in the Zach Allen deal. Nik Bonitto's a little bit different because, his money's just different. Court, we're talking about like $23 million. Zach Allen, we're talking about $25 million. Nik Bonitto might be 30 plus
a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a different level of accountability, basically. So I would be very aware of your reputation. If I was Sean Payton and looking at this thing of how to treat Courtland Sutton, and I think it's kind of easy, unless Sutton's playing hardball behind the scenes.
Which I don't anticipate that happening either.
He doesn't have the leverage to do that.
Right. Yeah, you have a couple of good seasons to talk about.
Yeah.
And this is where I came along because you made the good point of Courtland Sutton's statistics put him as a top 12 wide receiver in the NFL. Pay him like that, and I think everybody's going to be okay. Even if it's 12, that's all right.
Yeah.
You can still pay him as that.
Yeah, get him in the top 20. Jerry Jeudy makes more money than him.
See, I'd be real mad if I were Courtland Sutton.
Yeah.
Real mad.
Jerry Jeudy makes more
can't
money
play.
than Court.
He can't even get through a playbook, let alone play.
Right. But he'll tell you about it. He can
Sure.
post on Instagram. And again, part of what you're paying for is past production, future production, and then who are you off the field? Courtland Sutton isn't a jerk. Courtland Sutton isn't in trouble with the law. Courtland Sutton isn't always on Instagram. Courtland Sutton is a lunch pail guy. As a wide receiver, most wide receivers are divas.
Yeah.
Brandon Stokely today is a bigger diva than Courtland Sutton is right now.
No doubt about that. No doubt.
I wonder if Court doesn't want to go downtown either. But either way, don't you pay for that? Would you rather have Sutton be the guy like Jerry Jeudy, all up on Instagram and posting videos,
no way.
and then wanting the money?
A game? No.
Right, and then wanting the money, going having the beef with Steve Smith? Seriously, I think that's part of Sutton as well. Is he's good in the community, he's good in the locker room. Sean Payton has said it 2 weeks ago. Sean Payton said, Courtland Sutton, a veteran presence, a leader in the locker room.
Yeah.
And then you're going to do that guy dirty? What message does that send to the rest of the league and to the rest of the guys in the locker room? Sutton's the leader and they did him dirty? I don't want that reputation for Greg Penner, for George Payton, for Sean Payton.
I'd have paid double the pay-per-view price to see Steve Smith beat that ass, dude. Double it, triple it. I don't care.
I would have asked somebody for their password and then watched with great intent.
I would have paid and you'd come over. Just kick it at my crib.
Okay, nice. We got popcorn?
Popcorn for sure.
Okay.